here we are. We just came from a small place where Paul Revere lived. I took a regular picture of it. This is a church that was built in 1800.
This is serious industry in those days.
This is Rose Fitzgerald Kennedy was baptized here, and she was her funeral was here, and then the bell that was rung on her death was actually cast by Paul Revere.
So this takes him into the industrial 19th century. Cool guy. He had 57 grandchildren. Great family man. All the grandchildren. Great story.
There's the monument to Paul Revere.
What do you think? True?
It's right here. This is the Old North Church where the lanterns were put. One if by land, and two if by sea. And of course it turned out to be two. Okay, sorry about that. The group was just moving. We're in Lexington. We're at a cemetery near Lexington Green, which I'll film in just a moment when we go back to the bus. But this is where some of the people that were killed early on in the Revolution are buried. It's also just a regular burying ground for a lot of the people here. These are really, really old places. He said there was a spot over here. I'm not sure which stone, but one of those over there that's kind of off by itself was a British soldier. I think it's that one right there in the middle. It's where a British soldier died and no one else wanted to be around his grave, so it's alone. Okay, we're on Lexington Green, right in the village of Lexington. That right there is looking back toward Boston. That was the road that the Redcoats marched in on. It was the only road to Boston. As they came in, one group went to the left, one went to the right. There were about 700 of them. About 77 Minutemen. The Minutemen knew they probably couldn't tangle with the Redcoats. And so they went to disperse. That's when the shot rang out. Some people think it came from a house over here. Possibly that house. We don't know. But anyway, there was a lot of shooting and carnage and death. There was a tavern and a meeting house right over there. This is where they all went. This is just on the green. This right over here. Sorry that I'm in a hurry for the bus. This is the monument here at Lexington Green. The men were originally buried over in the cemetery and hidden so the British wouldn't desecrate the graves. And they were moved back over to here. And this is where they're buried. This is the monument to we've moved on a little bit. We're on the road to Concord to hear more about what happened with the Minutemen and the Redcoats, but we've stopped at Louisa May Alcott's house, which is right near Concord. She, of course, wrote Little Women, pretty famous author. This is her home in here. We are going to go in for a tour. Apparently there's a schoolhouse somewhere, and we're just going to take a look at it. Okay, here we are. This is in Concord. We're by the Old North Bridge, where the Minutemen and the Redcoats had some skirmishes. The Minutemen actually had seen smoke coming up from Concord and thought possibly that their homes were on fire. And so they fought kind of ferociously here. In just a minute I'm going to show you where some British soldiers were killed. We just had our picture taken here by this monument. This is the Minutemen Monument, and our school is named after that. Kind of like this home right here. Let me see if I could zoom in a little bit. By the bridge that arched the flood The flag to April's breeze unfurled. Here once the embattled farmer stood and fired the shot heard round the world. I'm gonna pan over this way. This is the Concord River that we're gonna go over. There's the bridge. There's another monument on that side. He said that monument was erected, I think, in 1836, when this poem that I just read was also given by Ralph Waldo Emerson. It's over the Concord River. This bridge actually washed out about 20 years after the Revolution began, and then they rebuilt it later on. Okay, here's the view. I think this is the east side of the bridge. Just the river. We have a pretty place right in here. Just kind of in the middle of the bridge. The Redcoats tried to tear down the bridge, but it was too late. Minutemen came up on them too fast. There's the view out there looking that way. Kind of pan back this way. Again, there's the monument. Okay, in this spot here, this is where 2 British soldiers were killed in the fighting. They were buried here. There's a little memorial to them.